Picture this. It's a Saturday night at Kinnick Stadium. The stands are electric. The crowd is going crazy. And you look down on the sidelines and you see somebody being launched into the air and caught in their teammates' arms. When most think of cheerleading, they think of a sideline sport that's more of just like, not really a sport, but like it is. But with that being said, today we're going to be talking about the history, the evolution of cheerleading, and what it is today. Cheerleading started as a male sport, actually, with yell leaders instead of like cheerleaders, and was predominant in the 1890s. And it started at Princeton University with not really like, nobody was really named in it, but then we saw it transferred over to like Big Ten schools with Johnny Campbell at Minnesota. And that was November 2nd, which is also known as like the birthday of cheerleading. Cheerleading, like I said, started as a male sport, and then later was transferred over to high schools and colleges. And can you stop it? Hold on. Like I said, it started as just boys yelling at chants and things like that. And then as it progressed and got like a little bit bigger and like as a bigger part of game day, cheerleaders started using things like microphones and arm movements, which are like motions, to help keep the crowd in sync with like what they're saying. During World War II, a big change happened in cheerleading, and this is when we see like the biggest like evolution of it almost, because it started out as mostly just males, and then when World War II happened, obviously they were all being drafted, so then we see women predominantly in it. After World War II had come to a conclusion, males came back, but then it was kind of more mixed, but now 85% of cheerleaders are females. Yeah. Another big change happened is when Herkmeyer, who's also known as Herky, which is also like a known cheer jump. It's not as popular anymore as it used to be, but it was popular at one point. He created the National Cheerleaders Association, which is a association that is like, they hold like camps in the summertime before like cheer season, football season, things like that happen, and you learn a lot about like just like, first of all, a lot about like cheerleading in itself, and then they teach stunts, jumps, and crowd leading techniques. Cheerleading started to take a big turn after that happened and is now broadcasted on ESPN during like, actually we're coming up on it in April and May when we have Cheerleading Worlds, the Summit, All-Star Cheerleading Worlds, and then like the Youth Summit and things like that, which is our like branches off of that. And then like here you see like, this is like high school cheer, which is like competitive cheer in high school, and this is All-Star at Worlds. Cheerleading became a lot more competitive, and we now see things like pyramids in this picture, and All-Star cheerleading is one of the biggest like female sports today. We started opening like special gyms where you just train for cheerleading, and then like I said, this is the cheerleading world. Cheer is not really local anymore. You kind of travel for all like the big stuff. But yeah, cheerleading has rose a lot in youth athletics, but like mainly obviously all-star cheerleading. These are just some pictures of like, that's college cheer, which has also grown a lot with like just having kids in all-star cheer and then growing and being like college cheerleaders. This is high school cheer. This is super popular now too, is where high school teams aren't really like just sideline cheers anymore. It's a lot of competitive, and or like high schools will have a competitive team and just like a game day team. So that's that. There are more than 3 million cheerleaders today and just in the United States, and there's hundreds of thousands of more across the globe. Cheer was just now in 2021 recognized as an actual sport. The International Cheer Union is actually who helped it become a national sport, but the International Olympic Committee is who like recognized it as a sport. One of the newest like creations of cheerleading it's called stunt, like in all caps. Basically, it's like a routine you perform, but it's like they made it because the International Olympic Committee like said that it needed to be more like structured. So like they do like each thing at a time. So like perform a tumbling pass, and then like to get like a certain amount of scores, you have to like stick it, land it, whatever. And then so it's a lot harder in a way because the execution and the technique is a lot more like criticized. Cheerleading has really led in like women empowerment and things like that, and made a big change for women actually. But now cheerleading is one of the most recognized sports today, especially all-star cheerleading. So today we learned about the history of cheerleading, the evolution of cheer, and what it is today.